Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly check out the digital adaptation of the popular board game Kingdomino. This is slated to release on iOS and Android on June 26, 2025 for about $5 or so. There is going to be a Steam release, which is where I'm currently playing it right now, but that's going to be later this year, and what you're looking at is subject to change. From what I'm told, the mobile interface that you're seeing here is just temporary, and they're going to sort of redo the UI for the digital PC version later on. There is going to be a microtransaction shop. From what I'm told, the castles will be about $3 a piece. The meeples will be about $2 a piece. And there's also this classic theme, Cyril's bouquets art from the original 2016 version. That's going to be about $5. So there are going to be some microtransaction things in this game, just so you know. I did get access to all of them, so if you're interested in seeing one or two of them, just feel free to hit me up and I'll quickly show you what they entail. So there's single player, pass and play, online public, and online private. So you'll be able to play with others online if you want to. Pass and play is most welcome. There is an Age of Giants expansion coming soon. I didn't know about that. I don't know anything about it, nor do I know how much it's going to be, when it's coming out, that kind of thing. So that's something to look forward to. And for those of you that aren't familiar with the game, it's up to 4 players, and because this is digital, you can choose, AI or a human player to pass and play with. But you're typically going to set up your game so that it's either going to be a 5x5 grid or a 7x7 grid. And you'll also be able to choose difficulty levels for the AI. There's easy, medium, and hard. But there's also quests, like you're trying to complete these quests for extra bonus points at the end of the game. The general idea of this game is you're drafting dominoes from an array, and depending on which ones you draft, players will be able to resolve them in a particular order. You'll see more of that later, but ideally you're trying to fill up your 5x5 grid or 7x7 grid in a most efficient manner to get the most points at the end of the game. Now, once you do play a game, you'll earn these domino shards, and just automatically you earn them, but you also get them by completing achievements. So, if you get, so many points in this game, you'll unlock this achievement. If you play a 7x7 mode, you unlock this achievement. These shards will unlock more in-game content for you, and you'll see that in a minute. Now, there's a bug right now. It says win a game with required value in text or in parentheses there. I'm sure that's a bug. But like I said, this is more of like a temporary UI version. But there's something called the Lost Kingdom that you can click on from the main menu, and you can spend your shards here to create dominoes, and these dominoes just simply fill in wherever you want, and they unlock new content. So I unlocked the Wheatfield Castle almost right from the beginning after I completed my match, and then I unlocked a bonus that I could choose from. As I said, you can choose between 2 bonus goals that will reward you points at the end of the game. I unlocked a new one with this Lost Kingdom domino area. So that's really cool. I like that as you continue playing, you unlock more content for the game. As far as how the game is played, you're either going to play on a 5x5 or a 7x7 grid, as well as choose 2 global goals that players will be working toward to earn endgame points. And the drafting process is fairly simple. Every round, 4 numbered dominoes are drawn from a stack, and then they're flipped over. But you're going to order them in ascending order. So it might go like 1 on top, and then the 5, and then the 7, and the 12, whatever is drafted in numerical order. And you're going to be placing your drafting meeple onto the tiles that you want when it's your turn. And it's your turn when you place your domino from the previous round, again, going from top to bottom. So if you put your drafting meeple on the top numbered dominoes, you'll get typically first choice for the next round. But if you put your drafting meeple on the bottom dominoes, you have less choice for the next round. But again, the higher numbered ones are typically more powerful, so you have some choices to make. And what you're trying to do is get the most points by creating large blocks of the same terrain type. You want all the water to be together, all the grass to be together, all the forest to be together, and so on. But you're also trying to get as many crowns included in there as well. These dominoes also have crowns on them, and the more crowns you have in a block of a particular terrain, the more the multiplier, which is what you want. You want a lot of crowns and a large block of terrain. Doing so will get you a lot of points. So that's, in 30 seconds, what this game is about. There's a little bit more to it than that, obviously, but in a nutshell, that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to puzzle out large blocks of the same terrain type and getting as many crowns on those as possible to increase your multiplier score. And like I said, what you're looking at is more of like a mobile interface. So I expect this to be looking different later on this year when the Steam version actually hits. But in the meantime, it will be available on iOS and Android on June 26th, 2025. So if you can't wait, look for it there. I believe I saw the price to be around $5 or so. I do not know what the Steam version will be when it does release later this year. There's also those little micro DLC things I was talking about. Those will set you back $2, $3 here or there, depending on what theme you want. Well, this is Vince. Thanks for watching. I'll catch y'all next time. Take care.